start. See that? And then I go like that, my thumb, look, and my thumb goes in. Now, if you really want to know what to do, do the heels first, because that's the hardest part. So do about 10 there, and then you'd only have 30 to do. So look, I do on the sides of the heels. Most of you guys will go right down into here. You'll stay away from the heels. The heels are so hard and difficult to do. So I'm really just going straight on the heels. So look, and then switch your feet. Right, take your time. And just do it straight in and straight out. And then sometimes, and then you can do tic-tac-toe. You can do circles, whatever you want, so you don't get bored when you're doing this, and just lean in. So you do that your 40 times, and then you hit that point right there, which is kidney 1. That's where he was showing you. You hold it. Come out, you hold it. Come out, and you hold it. Then I come out almost all the way, and I hold it. And I just do this for about 10 times, so the last 10 points. So when we say 40, if you do 10 on the heel, and you do 10 on kidney 1, you've only got 30 left to do all around the foot. Okay? So look at it like that. So these are your 10 points. You hold it. Then after I'm holding it, really getting in there and holding it, come out. Right when you think, see how it makes an indentation? I just go back in again. And I come out, and I just really, like, now I'm just doing softer, but I'm still there. And it feels like you're there. And then what you do, see how his nose is pointing that way? So I come up the opposite side. And we're going to do cat paws. Cat paws, you guys are going to want to go like this with your hands. It's actually incorrect. You want to get really low in there like that. And once you get your hands in there, you stand up. And what I do is I go back to sumo like this. Now watch this. What I do is I'm going to lean in with this hand. And when I do, I actually lean and lift up on this heel. So it's, you would think it would be like that, but it's not. So it looks like that angle, and then that, and I'm actually going like this. Shine off, shine off. Okay, but it looks like this, so it's called cat paws because it looks like a cat. So I get low, right? And what you want to do is go like that, 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 that. Now that's different than this, 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 this. See, that's just same side. We're not doing that. I'm not doing same side. I'm doing angular side. So when I lean in with this thing, I come up with that heel. And you'll get the practice now. Okay? So next on there, we need to do the points that we haven't done. Because when we've been doing this, we've been starting here at about 12 and going down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do those points. So down urinary bladder 1, about 5 or 6 points right next to the spine. Do that again so you know what you're doing. And then go out to bladder 2, urinary bladder 2, which is out just a little bit. No, just to where, just to the part you didn't get to. Now we're going to do a tree, and what we're going to do is we're going to come up like this, this, and that, like a tree. So just start there to about there, go back down to that point, come out a little further. So we're just trying to get all these points, and we're going to be on the tops. Right there, right on top of the scapulas. And the last point, you have to get really, same spot you started. Everything starts here. But watch how low I go on this. Look how I'm way on the top of the shoulders. Watch this. See? How deep, way at the top of the shoulders. Look at that. Way up there in the trapezius. And then if you want to, you can do cat paws again. Right? So what you want to do is just really get your hands hooked in there, right? And up. Up, 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 up. But really, at this point, what we want to do is we want to decide where we're going to work. So we're going to work on the shoulder blades now. What we're going to do is, if I show you this shoulder blade, see, there's a line right around it. We're just going to work all the way around it. So basically, when you see everything on your routine, it's going to say shoulder blade lateral, superior, medial, inferior, inferior. Just really what I'm asking you to do really is just go down this line to that point and then back up this line all the way around. That's really all I'm asking you when you look on your kata, okay? So how you're going to do it is you're going to work on the shoulder blade that's opposite the way he's looking. Now, you're going to get a client that might have their head turned this way. Then I'd work on that shoulder blade. So depending on which way they're looking, you're going to work on the opposite shoulder blade first. Okay? Now that might be a little confusing because then some people will be working on this arm, and you look and some people are working on this arm second. You know, because I'm going to work on this shoulder blade first. But what I really want you to get, his head was this way, so that's the shoulder blade I'm going to work on, the opposite one. Okay? So it depends on that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do that line that I showed you, this line. And all I'm doing is working down and then back up until I'm all the way around to this arm. So what that looks like is I started here, double thumb, double thumb, double thumb, double thumb. And this is when you see on your routine, it'll say you're working around inferior to lateral, and then you're coming back up superior to medial. Okay, that's all that means. Then I come up, I come up. Now watch what I do when I'm coming up. So see how my hands, I was here, and then they start to twist around like this, here, and my body starts to twist around too. There. Until I'm on that side. So now he's looking that way and I'm over on this side. Kind of magical. So when you get to there, then you don't know what to do. Basically, I'm going to just palm around. And here's the big trick here. The trick here is to get this arm open at this point. So you can get in there and work on this area right here. Kind of, you don't want to go inside the arm, but right in that point right there. So I'm just leaning, 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 leaning like that. Just with this palm, okay. Now, right at that point, right in there is a point. There's a point right there. And then if you come up from that, right about there is another point.
Those are muscle insertions?
No, they're small intestine points.
Oh.
There's insertions there too, but we're looking at them as small intestine points.
So do we feel like the bone right?
Yeah, so it's not a bone. So
Small intestine 9 through 12.
9 through 12. Gabe, could you take your shirt off for a second? Can you get me that green marker? So let me really show you where this is at so you can see it. There's small intestine 9 right there. So in the beginning, this is all I was doing, guys. I was just going like this, my palm, and I'm hitting 9 and 10. See, I'm basically getting 9 and 10 with my palm. It's right there. It's really an interesting point. It actually is rotator cuff. It is teres minor, exactly. We get it hooked there. And teres minor, so there's small intestine 9 point right there. Okay, and it's, you'll know it, you'll feel it, it'll sink right in. And it's kind of got like a little bit of sinew down in it. That's small intestine 9. Okay, and then if you come up just right below that bone right there, here's the spine of the scapula comes out like that. Well, right where that spine of the scapula comes out, right here, there's 10. Small intestine 10. So when I'm working this, the trick is where you guys will get screwed up every time. You'll try to work this like this and you won't be able to. This arm has to be open and these will be accessible. Then when I go like that and like that, I can get in there. 9 and 10. And then 11 is an amazing point. 11 is actually a martial arts point that I do once in a while with my friends when I'm mad at them. And it's a really incredible point that very few people know about. There's the scapula, right? The shoulder blade. It's an easy point to find like this. Very hard to find when the shoulder blade is not up. Do you see that indentation right in the middle of the shoulder blade? Directly in the middle. That's 11, right there. Small intestine 11. and then straight off it. Now this time, this one's below the bone, the spine of the scapula. This 10. 12 is above it. Nine, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? And if you look on your chart, you'll see that on it. Okay? Okay? And so what that looks like when we're working this is like this. See, I'm kind of getting 9 and 10. And I go 9, 10, 11, and 12. Do it again. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? And as you see what we did before on him, that's when I did this line here.
So
Remember when I was up here? Here's this line I was doing. Round, down, and then all the way up. And when we were doing the tree, we were coming in closer and going out like this. We're getting this whole area. All the points, yes. You have a question? Okay. So basically from the review, what I'm doing, and then also when we start. So remember when we were working down the back, we were starting right here. This is urinary bladder 12. That's the point 12. It's on the urinary bladder 1 meridian. Right? Urinary bladder 1 meridian is right down along the spine. That's urinary bladder 1 meridian. Urinary bladder 2 meridian is out a little bit. Now on urinary bladder 1 meridian, that's urinary bladder 12 point, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all the way down, then it jumps back up. So we were working down, but we didn't get this part. So in the beginning, that's what we do. We just do that part we hadn't got. Right next to the spine on urinary bladder 1 meridian, you get those top points. Right? Do that twice. And then you jump out to urinary bladder 2 meridian and get those top points. And then just start from that point and do your Christmas tree. So look, I come out just to the edge of the scapula. Start it again. Come up. Go out a little further. Just to the top edge of the scapula. Start it again and get way on top this time, the largest branches. Look at this, I'm going way up on the trapezius muscle. Just above. See where 12 is? I'm above 12. Look, I'm way in deep. All the way out. As soon as I finish that, I double thumb around the scapula. There it is. I'm not on it. I'm right in that line. All the way down. Then I come back up. And when I come back up, the trick is watch how my hands spin. And as my hand spins, my body spins. And I just magically find my way over there. I grab the arm, open it up. Palm. 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 9, 10, 11, 12. Do it again. 9, 10, 11, 12. At this point, I shake the arm, and then I take it and I actually put it up on the body like that. Now, some people, it may be just to here or to here. Or some people, if they have really tight shoulders, it's going to be hard for you to do it. So you might have to actually hold it here and do it from here. But it's going to be a lot more difficult. But let me just show you what the move is so you see it. It's up to here like this. And this is the hardest move in the whole kata. You bring your knee up and you bring your knee in like that. Now, the trick here is a lot of you guys are going to hook over and grab the shoulder like that. If you hook over and grab the shoulder like that, you're done. You won't be able to do this. So what you want to do is come underneath and hold the shoulder like that. So this part should be shoot forward. If this part of your fossa is pointing backwards, you've got it wrong. Now some of you guys will want to do it like that just because you can't do it any other way, and it's okay, but it's going to be difficult. This way is a lot easier for me, right? And then you just lift, and carve, lift, carve, lift, and carve, lift, and carve. Now starts the good stuff. You ready? Thumb in there. Now watch this move. I'm going to push down with my thumb as I pull up. And you keep working that all around. And you see how this part of my body is moving? So you guys will be going like this. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm using my hips. So both of my arms are almost straight. You see that? And the movement is like this. Out and over and back. So it's not like this. It's circular. And this gap is getting bigger and smaller. That's what my teacher taught me, this gap in here. This angle closes and opens. So I come up when I start, it opens, the angle opens. I put the pressure in, and as I pull it onto my thumb, it comes down, down. And if that's too hard, you could carve. Back to carving. You bring it out, stretch it out. That whole area is done. All the chi is starting to form in that area, right? So now we have to do the other side. But to do the other side, he's going to have to turn his head. So what we do is we come up to the top of the table. We say to the client, would you turn your head, please? We hold their head, and we help them turn it. Now we're ready to work that angle again. Remember? So double thumb from the top. Double thumb. It's just all the same stuff again. Double thumb. Double thumb. This is the easy part. Double thumb. Look, and that's the tip. There's the tip right there, the scapula. Way down there. Double thumb. Inferior lateral aspect. Inferior lateral aspect of the scapula. Come back up. I'm right along the bone. I'm not on the bone. Now watch my hands. They're gonna twist medial. There they go. There they go. There they go. There they go. And I'm around. And then palming, open it up, palming, open it up, palming. You can even come up on top if you want on 11. See, I'm on 11 now. Let's work it. And then 9, 10, 11, and 12. Using my right hand. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Go back to palming if you need a break. It's okay. Bring the arm out and shake it. Stretch it if you want to. Arm comes up. Comes to right there. Knee comes underneath. Get your hips straight. Hook in. And moving. Moving. Sometimes I go like this too. Or if I go like this, carve. Carve.
Is it hard to find the 9, 10, 11, 12 points?
No, it should be. You see where they're at. It's practice. The other part I can show you on the other side at the end, after you've done this 25 times, moving all around, is I push down, I push down. You can actually push that scapula way away. Look at that. And that opens that up. And for a lot of people, this area is so, the scapula is plastered to the rib cage. And there's actually adhesive tissue in there. And people get really tight in their shoulders, and they start to get, as they get older, they get all kind of adhesions. And this kind of work opens this whole area up. This is a lot of areas we hold resentments, they say in Chinese medicine. We're resentful. We carry all this stuff on our shoulders. This opens this up. People have incredible flushes of energy after doing this work. Small intestine 9 is a storage point for stagnant qi. Sometimes people can't sleep after you do this. It leaves so much qi gone. Then the next night they sleep like a baby. So these areas are really difficult to work on. This is the hardest part of the whole kata, but if you just practice this, and like, you know, if you're having problems with the first part of the kata, that's why I want you to get through it, because this part is where you have to practice. You're going to feel so awkward when you do this the first few times. But after you do it a few times, you're going to start to feel, oh, I understand it. So that's what we do. We come in here with our thumb, pull up. So if you want to hook over, you can. If you don't feel comfortable like this, I feel more comfortable like this. So here's what a lot of you guys will do. You put your thumb in, and then when you lift up on the shoulder, you'll come up with your thumb too. That's really not what I'm doing. When I come up with the shoulder, I push in. So I'm going like this. Yeah, it looks terrible, huh? Oh, God, it hurts so bad. Everybody's like, oh, God, oh, what are you doing to the poor guy? It actually feels so good.
I know my shoulders hurt too.
See? Come out. And then I shake it through.
So Walter, do you say we're doing 25?
If you can. You know, in the beginning, you're going to have to build your thumbs up. Try to do 10 or 15. You really want to get as many points in here as you can.
And what happens with
11.
9. Oh,
Yeah,
11
because
is
you
a
were gonna say
burning. Yeah, it
something.
feels like somebody put a cigar point there.
Oh, okay.
These points here feel like an ache. These two feel like an ache. This is a combination between ache and a burn, but this point right here, when you hit this point on somebody, it's like somebody put a hot coal right there. It's really an incredible point, right? It's a martial arts point. You could actually, if you hit it right, it's a very difficult point to find, but if you hit it right, you can put somebody right on the ground. So I think what I want to share with you is that, you know, when you're working again, let me just do a quick review. Turn your head back, Gabe. Right? So when you come up from the beginning, remember we're going to start here at the feet. Right? So practice what I showed you with the feet.